children. She used to handle all of those things on her own. Now the promotion came. It was a good one. I mean, you look at the package. I say, hey, it was a good one. Accommodation, good money, health insurance go up. It was good. And they live in a rented apartment. So husband, this is it. Shall we prepare to move? It's not like, wait, we are not coming to roof the place. It's ready, finished, and everything. Husband says no. Just because they have promoted you doesn't mean that I have to follow you to a new house. We are staying here. They can convert that and give it to you as money monthly. Okay, so that's hanging on the side. And then she said she asked him, now I will have to do a bit more. Sometimes I'll be late and all that. So can I get a help who is a live out? Come in when we're going in the morning, because there's, I think they live in an estate, there's security who can come and do some cleaning around. And if there are a few things, prep and help me. So because you have been promoted, all of a sudden you want to become bossy. You don't want to do your wifely duties again. No. What's all this about? And he went on and on. In fact, she secretly recorded their conversation and played to me. And it wasn't an easy thing at all. So she asked the man, why are you behaving this way? So why am I behaving which way? You are a wife. Not that you are my wife. You are a wife, and you will have to behave as such. One, I should follow you to go and live somewhere else, so that all of a sudden it is my house, it is my place, I got it. I'm not having that. Number two, we've had conversations about not needing house helps and things like that. Now you want to go and bring a house help because you have become a boss in the office. Stay in the office with your boss and don't bring it home. Like, trying to put impediments her way to just make it difficult. And I was wondering, okay, is it that he's insecure? If he's insecure, have you, through conversations or in any way, make him feel like once you get a bit more, you will start lording it over him? A reason he wants to cut your wings even to start with. So those questions came up, and she seemed like, I had been praying for this. I'd gone to school, done all of these things. So I've been praying for this. Besides, he used to earn more than him, but and it wasn't okay, yeah. But this one, and he thinks that is God's blessings too. So let's take it and better our lots. Papa Nisi Debi. So, sorry, that's one of them. Then there's this. Then there's this other one too that the moment she started getting the money, they left everything for her to do. You have money now. Pay the school fees. Do this. What are you going to be doing with your money? And the man says that to whom much is given, much is expected. So do what you gotta do. And then I had conversations around, and it's like, okay, you hear some of the men say that, if your wife is earning more, the better. Your lives become comfortable and everything. But then some people will quickly jump in to let you know that it depends on the relationship you have built, because money can actually topple your relationship over. So depending on the relationship you have built, then it's okay if the woman is earning more. There's somebody who says that even if my wife earns hundreds of million more than I do, she will keep her money. I still would want to be the man and do everything, because I don't want her to come and start doing things. Then it was like, you women, you know yourselves. So there is a certain hesitation there when women have to earn more. And so I thought that, okay, we'll have a general conversation to find out really what is the problem. Because my husband keeps saying that, Charlie, so you're not going to make more money. And when he says, it's about money, Charlie, if you try this one, we make more money. And he wants you to make more money so that our lives will be a bit more comfortable. Then some people too, their wives are making it and it is wahala. So when I did the post, I asked, is it insecurity on the part of the men? Or it's immaturity on both parts? Or is it that they are afraid that the woman will just become arrogant and start lording it over them? Which one is it? And most importantly for me is to find out, when it comes to money issues between men and women, what's the best way to go about it, handle it, so that we're using it to build our homes, instead of it tearing our homes or breaking our homes apart. So that's our conversation this morning on Home Affairs. You can begin to interact with us 055 1111 997 055 1111 997. That's on WhatsApp, and then on our socials at Joy997. You want to send me an inbox? It's Edem Knight-Tay, EDEM KNIGHT-TAY. Those of you who made up my names, I've spelled it for you again. And let me say a very big thank you and welcome to my guest. We have Mr. Paul Mante joining us today. I've been meaning to have him forever. Hooray! Paul, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Paul wears many hats, but for this occasion, he says we should say he is your personal finance advisor. Is that it?
That's fine. Yeah.
Great. And you should see he and his wife on Facebook. They do counseling, couple gathering. He's the president of some couples group. And he's doing the Lord's work when it comes to, homes and marriages. So Paul, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We're happy you're here. Mama Deti.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Theresa Wiafe Asante. You know her. Oh, Mama T, I think someone sent me a message. They would want you to do a Valentine talk. So when we finish, we'll have that conversation. You have too many on your plate already. I can imagine. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Are you the one who gave my number to someone?
I haven't to. I'll tell you.
All right.
So, Mrs. Theresa Wiafe Asante, thank you very much for joining us, Mama T.
Welcome.
Great. Mama T is an ace counselor. And the PG Sebastian. PG, good morning, and thank you for coming. PG is a relationship coach. PG is a celebrity.
I know.
Hey! I'm looking forward to his birthday this year. 2K birthday wishes. Sure. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Great. Paul, since you are new, let me have your thoughts on these before we get into the other matters.
Yeah. Good morning to my listeners. I don't think it should be a problem. But when you step back, you would realize that traditionally, the man is supposed to be the breadwinner. He's supposed to be the head. And when I look at when I was growing up, my mother was always home, and it was my dad who went make money
to hustle
and then bring money home. And that's what I saw even among my friends. The women were home. With this background and with this culture, there is always the temptation to think that the man must be the person making the money and must be the person leading. But things are changing very quickly. In fact, not changing, it's changed. And we need to move from the old traditional mentality that it's the man who must make money. And you see, when we saw this culture in the past, we also saw a lot of abuses. We also saw a situation where if the woman needed a peswa, would have to talk to the man. We saw a situation where if the man wanted to punish the woman, they won't give them money. We saw situations where the man will have extra wives and extra children, and the woman didn't have a say.
No.
But things are changing very quickly. And I think that if the couples see themselves as a team, if they see themselves as working together, this shouldn't be a problem at all. I was making notes when you were introducing the subject matter, and you talked about the lady who got a promotion. And I took a statement out of your introduction. She said, I have been praying for this. I wish I had we have been praying for this. It was like a personal agenda, a personal journey, than the two of us working towards this journey of your promotion. When we don't see ourselves as working together and it's me, then it becomes a problem. I think that it's a problem when there is competition. The woman wants to make money for herself, the man wants to make money for himself, then there is a problem. And even the second story you shared during the introduction, you also said that when the woman started making money, everything was left on her.
Yes.
Meaning that before the woman started making good money, responsibilities were shared. You handle this, you handle that. If it works for a couple, it's fine. But you see, the tables will always change. And I've seen that in my own marriage. When we got married, Linda was not working. She wasn't working when we got married. And so we started a culture when I was paid at the end of the month. I took everything out of the account. And then I put it in the drawer at home. Charlie,
this is what it is.
This is it for the month. Nasa. And that's what we did. So 21 years or so down the lane, we never do chop money. It's the same practice. The money comes, it's for us. What do we do with the money? What projects do we have? We have to deal with the school fees. But you know what? At the point, Linda was earning more than me. She was earning far more than me. But it wasn't an issue because it's always been a team. We've always worked together. We work for us. We don't work for me. I'm an MD in an investment company, but I make bonus for us. I don't make bonus for me. Because there are other things she does that we cannot put monetary value on it. Exactly. So ideally, I don't think this should be a problem. Unless we want to get stuck to some old mentality or the couple are not working together as a team and everybody has their own agenda they are pursuing.
Great. So, I mean, my takeouts will be that the team effort is always very important.
Yeah.
And I like it. I am working for us. I am not working for me, and you are not working for you. You know, and it never must be an issue of competition, especially so. This also means that the basis for the relationship and the marriage should be right.
Yeah.
If it is not, that's when we probably will start seeing ourselves as competitors. And I want to outdo you. You also want to outdo me. Thank you very much, Paul.
And Adam, sometimes we have to step back and look at the history of the relationship and the history of the marriage. What has happened in the past? Somebody said if you see two people fighting, don't ask what happened. Ask him what happened yesterday. So it's possible because of what has happened in the past that influences reaction as to the woman making good money today. But if we are together, if we are one, if we are working for us, this shouldn't be a problem at all. I want Linda to make more money so I can chop her money. Yeah.
Okay. Let me mention that Paul is the president of the Christian Couples Club. I hope that we have time so that you tell us a bit about the Christian Couples Club. Let me come to you. Mama T, you know what? Let the gentleman have the first word and then I'll come to you. Let me come to you, PG.
Well,
since it is the men who are having the problems.
Yes.
I know. So once again, good morning to our listeners. Edem, so like Paul rightly said, it comes from different perspectives. I mean, there's a cultural perspective as well, where traditionally men have been seen to be the providers. And you see, sometimes I say that some of these things, we shouldn't be extremely hard on the men because, one, they don't know any better. I mean, most don't know any better because of how they have been raised. I mean, they've seen their fathers do it. They've seen their uncles do it. And so it's only natural
that they do
for them to just continue in the way. You understand? Sometimes it just takes a moment pause to actually do a thorough introspection. And you realize that, I could make better choices. But you see, in the heat of the moment, they are making choices, or we are making choices that is self-preserving. So there is a cultural aspect of it. You know, imagine, and traditionally, I mean, I've had to close my eye when I do certain things at home because traditionally they are seen to be women's job. And so you see me typically in my singlets, in my shorts, standing outside and doing some things that ordinarily you wouldn't expect a guy to
That's
do.
why we wanted to come and eat in your house.
And you see, it takes a certain kind of man with a certain kind of mindset to overlook the potential of what people are going. I mean, the potential of what people are likely to say, or the perception that people are indeed saying certain things. And so sometimes it's just a question also of perception. If I follow my wife, like the guy rightly said, if I follow my wife to go and live in a house that is in her name or that has been given to her.
her.
You know, there is that perception, whether it is true or not. It is a perception. And you see, when it comes to perception, we need to understand that it's individual and it's very subjective, you know, and it is built over certain realities and certain perception, fears. So this person is just thinking, if I go and stay in this house and then her colleagues come and see me, you know, how will that feel? If my family members come and then, you know, in the course of the conversation, your place is nice and then everything. Okay, so then where does this conversation end? Do I lie? Do I say it's for her? And then all of that. So there is that general insecurity. And then again, you see, it's also a reflection on how the man himself or the man perceives himself. If a man hasn't got that confidence, then these things matter to him. It's just like a typical Ghanaian man who gets money. He wants to buy a car. He wants to live in a rich neighborhood rather than investing the money, because perception is everything, rather than the realities of their own lives. And so people have all these mindsets, and if it is not going in their favor, then they make some of these decisions that are seen to be retrogressive. Again, there is also, like Paul again said, there could also be some prior history. Maybe he's probably picked the woman's behavior. Again, you see, and as a counselor, I've come to learn one thing: don't listen to one side of the story. I have had to hate so many men in counseling room without meeting them, and then I forced that they come into counseling, and then I began revising my notes, and I began confronting the woman that no, you twisted the story. You gave the different dimension to the story. But now that is the fact. Now I hear both sides of it. And so sometimes when we listen to the issue from just one perspective, it's very easy for us to judge the guys unfairly. There could have been something that could have precipitated him having that mindset. And most of the men who say these things, remember, they're also coming from a certain place. I mean, we've seen it, Edem. And this is me being very pro-feminine, but today I'm being very honest and taking off that glove. We've seen a lot, and it's one of the things I always tell women. I always tell them that as you are becoming powerful and as you are rising, understand that there will be that natural temptation to feel that your wings are fully blown and you want to fly, because you lived in a culture where your wings have been clipped for so long. And if you do not manage that flight well,
you overfly.
No, not you overfly. because it's a world that has been, as we keep saying, it's a man's world. And sometimes you might fall into trouble. There is a way you control power, soft power, without necessarily being aggressive, being confrontational. And if you don't find that fair balance, regardless of what you want to do, a man will always want to prove to you that I am the man, and I will show you where power lies. And you see, until there is a divorce, usually immediately you get on the path of confrontation, it becomes difficult. So sometimes we might also want to know what has been the general history between the two of them. What relationship did they have? What has made the guy very uncomfortable? But I think that generally, it's a cultural thing. A lot of men are not comfortable relinquishing power, because power is money, or money is power. You know, and once you have that economic power at home, you control a lot of things. And letting it go and letting the woman have that kind of money is something that we really struggle with. So yes, there are both sides of it, but I think that generally men can do better. Generally, we can
Mama
do better.
T, before I come to you, I have very interesting. The messages are just pouring in. This I say, in this day and age, it's absolutely absurd to worry about your ego when your partner is earning more than you. If you're together, it's our money. And if it's going to be used for the benefits of the family, then why not? This is from Rolanda. Okay, Rolanda, of course you are a woman. So yeah, for us, there shouldn't be a problem. And then, let me go on to this one.
Someone says my wife. No, someone says my wife ends.
Yeah, I think it's immaturity and insecurity on the at the part of this fortunate but unreasonable men. Oh, hey, who is going to enjoy more than the men? Of course. If it's me, I will spearhead our relocation quickly and get us a good, beautiful house help for my eyes. To have extra fun. I'm now going to spend less and invest more into our future. This is from James. Interesting.
Okay.
Really, but we don't your friend is saying accept the part of the extra beautiful house help. No. My wife can earn as much as possible, but I will not live in her job provided accommodation with her. I will not prevent her from living in such apartment, but not me. So what are you doing?
You're going to live apart or what?
I'd rather we live separately and be responsible for ourselves than living together and having the woman take over responsibilities. Where you are?
Yeah.
So Edem, let me just throw in this. I think that the mistake a lot of us have or we make is that we just assume that once the person is receiving the money, they are powerful and that they are going to just jump over us. I have seen too many guys whose wives earn more, but you see, they have also found themselves a space in that ecosystem that has become a space where the woman heavily depends on. So he's a financial, personal finance advisor or whatever. A lot of people make money, but you see, they don't know what to do with that money. And then there is somebody who sits at the back and says, have you thought about this investment? Have you seen this? Have you seen that? So you see, ultimately, it's the woman's money. But when the woman looks at her wealth, she knows that she couldn't have come far without her husband, because this has been a strong backbone. Let's do this, spontaneously. Let's buy this. Edem, let me share my personal, his story. The day I proposed to my wife was the day she got her job, the new job. Yes, and
did you see it coming?
No. It was 1st of January, 12 midnight time. I proposed. By 10 a.m., somebody walked into the house and says that there's this job in this company. Would you want to do it? He says yes. In 10 days later, my wife was working in a gold mine.
Wow.
And she was earning more than my salary. And I'd worked for 6 years. And, randomly she would come and say, oh, babe, let's go to this place. Let's go to Dubai. Let's travel here. And I'm like, listen, 1, we are not married. 2, you didn't go to school to make all this money to come and waste it on a boy. Save your money. It will come in handy. And for 2 years, never spent her money. A day we had to do a major project, she was financially prepared. I was financially prepared. And I said, you see, if we had been wasting this money flying business class, going up and down, you would have worked in this industry for this long and you wouldn't have anything to show for. And I kept telling her, if I wanted to drive a Land Cruiser, I would be driving a Land Cruiser. All I have to do is to say, babe, with your level, you need a Land Cruiser. And she will buy it, knowing that she doesn't live in Accra.
You mislead
and
her.
the car will be parked in the house, and I will be driving it. But you see, I didn't marry you to take advantage of you. Your money is our money. Let's grow the money. Soft life is good for all of us. Let's invest in the things that matter. So that at some point in time, we can both take time off work and enjoy life. Edem, I have constantly pushed her. Whatever she wants to do, I'm like, go ahead and do it. I remember when she was changing jobs and moving to Accra, I said, no, don't take the offer. She said, please, my family has been apart for so long. I need to relocate. I said, don't, because it is a step lower. And I wanted her to earn more. You see? And for me, because like Paul said, it is the bigger picture we are both looking at.
Exactly.
We are not just, eating just what is right in front of us. We are not looking at this from a micro perspective. It's a big plan.
This is for men who have their heads screwed on. And they're very serious when your wife is making more money. It's a good thing, but sometimes the way our wives behave, and their behavior, it changes. Okay. Also, so your sister, Natalie Dosu, happy birthday to you. And this is from your brother, Jackson Gilanyo in Suman. He wishes you a very good health and more grace. Okay, Mama T now.
It was from Mama Acho. Good morning, everyone. It's a good morning, and we are here to make homes out of houses. I listened to both stories, and I have listened to my gentleman, and I am pleased. Edem, over time, sitting where I sit, I have encountered a number of couples with these particular financial matters. And we have said over and over again, money is very strong, it's very powerful. And so I am looking at it this way. Over the last many years, just like they both have said, we all grew to see our mothers in the house. The mothers who were actually going out to work were doing very menial jobs, very, very menial, cleaning. Those who stepped up a bit were teachers and nurses, or they were selling in the marketplace. And that's all we saw of them. A few of our aunties worked with them.
There were secretaries.
Secretaries, typists. stenographer secretaries.
Oh, dear.
And that is all that we saw of women. Over the last many years, even the scriptures of the different religions, they have not been fair to women. I mean, look at what the Bible says of women. Look at the Quran and all of them. And so over the last many years, we are all agreeing that women have become the underdogs. I mean, look at some of our songs. Look at some of our folklores, our proverbs. I have come in contact with women, single women, who have money to buy an estate at the most prestigious estate. Where is it in Accra?
Airport Hills.
Airport Hills. They can buy today and pay money cash and come in and live in the house, but they are not buying. These are not married women. I'm asking them why, and they are telling me, well, so everybody is saying if I should live here, then no man would marry me. So these women are rich already. Two, I have come in contact with women who can buy many things, and then they are telling you, I told my mother, she said, now her mother is telling her a proverb. Oba totua, etrobermadim. Oba oton ntorowa, onton etudru. Now, all of these. Now, listen to some of our songs. The one that comes readily to mind is that of the Ragamzo man. What's his name? Jeduble Mbawa Edena. Now, these are the things. Then you go to church and pastors are preaching and they are pointing strongly on submission. And so, you see, over the last many years,
submission for it to sound like subservience.
Absolutely, that is what it actually means. And so over the last many years, women have seen this. We came to meet our mothers, just like my gentleman was saying. We met our mothers who could not do anything. Our fathers were marrying 4, 5. And they were using our mothers just as farm hands. And they have too many children so that they'll have laborers. That's all the way. And at the end of the year, my mother was a laborer, all of the wives. And then at the end of the year, your husband will give you a portion of small, like 2 pieces of cloth, 2 pieces of headgear, 1 something, and it is Christmas. And that is all you are receiving. It is fine. Over the last many years, all of us started growing up. We noticed this, just like what you were saying. So we noticed this and we are like, oh, I see. So this is what it means. Women have Oma prayer to this point where women are doing well. CEOs, women entrepreneurs, for serial entrepreneurs, women who are at the helm of affairs, doing great all over the place. And so they are thinking, no. The men can't, my husband can't do what my father was doing. I won't even allow him. Let's put that on the side. Then we are looking at when we are getting married, some of the relevant conversations we should be having, and we are not having them. Sometimes you ask people at premarital, so this money things, oh, mommy, asika. And then eventually, 3 years down the line, they are coming back to you and they are coming with money issues. And so I am looking at husbands who are having a lot of difficulty with the fact that their wives are earning more. And I meet them every day. Just a few weeks ago, I met a man. His son has to come back from the US to Ghana. He has 1 year to do of medical school. He can't pay. His business has a nosedive, and he can't pay. His wife said, I can get a loan. The man says no. He's a traditionalist. Like, I am a traditional man. I must take care of my home. I must take care of my children. The boy must come home. When I make money, he can go back. I am wondering. So eventually it ended with me. And I said, Dad, it's my Mr. No. Hey. It is my duty. You see, for the average man, or for a man, he thinks that is how they have been trained. The more, if you are able to take care of your family, then you are a man. Yeah. And so if you are not taking care of your family, what are you doing? Your wife doesn't respect you. Is that not what we are saying? I've heard women say, now who needs to I mean, you have to have money to do what you want to do. And so this is what has happened over the years. This young lady whose husband is saying no, why is he saying no? Is it immaturity? It could be immaturity. Is it that he's feeling, is it insecurity? It could also be insecurity. It could be any of them. But I am looking at why. Why won't you want your wife to get ahead and make a lot of money? Again, is it that this woman, even with the small money she was making, was throwing it in his face and making him feel less?
of a man.
And so at this point, when I'm making a lot, I can tell you that, look, sit down, rise up. Listen, we are women. I have seen many women who make money and they become extra proud. Extra money amplifies their pride, which has always been dormant,
there.
and they are there. I have met married women who make their husbands feel less of human beings because they are making money. They are paying the children's fees. They are, yes, daddy. I have met women. Who she bought the car, and daddy is saying, "Oh, let's register it in our names."
No.
It's my car.
It's my car. So it is my money. Your money is our money. My
Mine is
money
mine.
is
It's
mine.
It's my money.
And that is what that is why quite a number of our men are kind of, a few of them are threatened though. A few of them are threatened when their wives are moving ahead. And so yes, it is like this and like that. So just like PG is saying, have we met the man? Can we speak to him? Again, you see these stereotypes. Over time, it is in his mind. Now, our preachers are telling us women are supposed to be receivers. So in all things we receive, even in the bedroom, we are lying and we are receiving. And when we receive, then when it is enough, I don't want you to laugh today. Today I'm trying my best. And then when it is enough, then we give. Listen, a man told me something 4 days ago. I almost cried. He said, I have taken care of my family for 30 years. Something happened at work. I have been interdicted. It's been just 2 months. My wife came back from work, saw me lying in the sofa. The fan is on and the air conditioner is on. She comes close to me and says, "Kweku, now what is that? You see, because you are home and you are not doing anything. Look, don't you know that the fan is on and the air conditioner is on?" He said, he went like, "Oh." Then the wife's sister who lives with them said, "Hey, Sisi, but Uncle has been taking care of all of us." So you see, let me tell every man, make money. I am telling you, if your wife is making money, fine. If you understand what Mr. Manti said, that this is our money, it is okay. Some we don't understand, and they will never understand because they think that when their husbands are making too much money, they are seeing other women and they have enough to give out, and so they will not give. Some of us, our mothers told us, don't give to your husbands. Don't. No. I mean, keep your money. Why are you giving to your husband? It is his duty. He must take care of you. So there's so much we have heard over time. And then as we journey on and we become Christians, so many things are happening. And then they are telling us that the money is ours. Which one is ours?
And which one
And
is
so
yours?
it is time for a lot of relearning, unlearning, relearning, and all of these. It is
Okay.
time for us to understand that men make money. As I'm sitting here, so I say I don't want you people to laugh. Make money. If you are not making money, it will take a few Christian women. I'm not saying unbelieving women. A few Christian women to accord you the respect you deserve as a husband, because they think that the duty of a husband is to make money. And if you are not making money,
Then you are not man
useless.
enough.
I am telling you.
So what I think that, look, the show, we have to end the show because everybody's concern is valid. You know, that especially so the man's concern, because that's our issue, that it's a big deal from the insights that you all have shared with us. A lot of women have created, I mean, yes, we understand that it is cultural, which is one of the points I think all of you mentioned. And then we also looked at the fact that, I mean, from what Mama T is also saying, it is like a lot of women have also put this in the men's head. Somebody is dealing with it. So I am not going to allow myself to get to that place. Like somebody rightly said, you can make all the money, but if I have to move in with you, then let's live separately. because I don't want trouble. So I think that the reason it's a big deal and the men are concerned is very valid. And if, I mean, a woman is making money, again, going back to what you are all saying, it simply means that there must be a certain level of understanding, commitment, and team effort to ensure that that money doesn't become a devil. Because then again, the tendency of women now becoming lords because of lack of understanding, it's there if they're making a lot of money. PJ, before I come to you, I'm going to ask one last question so that everybody will educate. My last question on the show will be, so what do we do? Because ultimately, we want the homes to be preserved. We want peace in the homes. We want more money to be made, to be brought to the home, whether it is the man who is making it or the woman who is making it. If once it is a marriage situation, there is a bowl that everything, Mr. Mante says they put it in a drawer, you know, that we use it for what it has to be used for. And that's what we all need. Why should our son come and stay at home for a year for me to look for money elsewhere when the woman can help us get the money for the child to go to school? Why, when the child, won't he be remitting all of us eventually if he has it? You know, so what do we do? How do we ensure that we all make money, whether it is the man or the woman, put it in that bowl for the benefit of everybody, and then it doesn't become an issue. In fact, I'm not going to ask any question again. PJ, I don't want you to forget what you're, so you say it and then I will go and make some sales and come back.
All right, Edem. So what I wanted to also throw in is that this conversation cannot take place without appreciating people's unique characteristics. Okay, because Edem, it takes a certain, that's also one of the things we need to understand. It takes a certain woman to thrive in an environment that is generally patriarchal. I always say that if you see a woman in the boardroom, it means she's fought with demons and she's fought with lions and tigers to get into that boardroom. I mean, I don't believe that every woman who is at the top there, you know, did it through what we always accuse them of doing. Like some women have really earned their place, you know, and you realize that it takes a certain character, a certain resilience, a certain, I know what I want and I go after to get to that place. And so you see, it's a personality. And so if you are living with such a person, you need to understand that she is strong across. And so when you're dealing with her, don't imagine her to be one of the soft women that you are probably familiar with. Don't deal with her like she is some small girl, like a pushover. Because that is where a lot of men get it wrong. In our mind, oh, we'll marry and we'll tame her. You don't worry. When I marry, I'll show her that I'm the man. Oh, you don't worry. This will be too no. You make her get her. So we go into that with that feeling that at some point in time we want to suppress them. So even the approach towards her promotion, her making money, it's not a very smooth approach. It's like, now you want to prove that you are the boss. So you quickly go in with terms and conditions and try to box her in. Naturally, if you make anyone feel threatened about her own social progression, they are likely to resist and they are likely to rebel. And so I think that sometimes it's not necessarily that maybe when the women make money, they cannot suddenly start growing wings. But there's also the possibility that their personality was what actually contributed to their own personal success. And if you're dealing with people who are naturally driven and naturally born to be leaders, you have to deal with them on that level rather than attempting to suddenly suppress them. And I feel that when they start getting there and the men start getting threatened, that is when we start putting in the impediment. And for the woman to prove that you can't do that, they also take on the next step, and it becomes one escalation after one escalation, and then eventually everything collapses. So I feel that we shouldn't also miss the personality of the women involved.
Okay. Yeah, Paul.
Edem, I mean, so good point. But you see, the points of Mami was making, it is also true that some women make money and they become monsters.
Absolutely.
They change completely. So she made a point, but I want to go back to that point about the submission. That as for that one, the pastors must continue teaching it. that it's in the Bible that submit. If I mean, this is not a Christian program, but if you're a Christian, yeah, the Bible says that submit to your husband in everything. And everything includes everything,
including your money.
Including your money.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it includes your money. But we just have to balance the conversation, because the same place, Ephesians 5, that talks about submission, also talks about the fact that husbands need to love their own wives like Christ loved the church and gave himself up for the church. So it's double edged. As the woman submit, the husband has to show love to the point where you are willing to die for that woman. If you are showing that kind of love, your motive in providing leadership would not be to suppress the woman.
Right.
Your motive for providing leadership would be to bring the best out of your wife, to help your wife reach her full potential, than to suppress her. But me, I'm a money man. It's important for us to see money for what it is. Money is very important. You can't take money out of the marriage. Money is strategic. Look, money does more things. Money will give you access to better healthcare facilities. Money will give you access to better educational opportunities. Somebody said even romance without money is equal to annoyance. I mean, so money is important, but money must not be the end.
Right.
Money must only be a means to an end. And we must see money as a tool that is helping us move from one place to another. But if our destination, our focus is just money, we'll get there and we'll be very disappointed.
That's true.
Because we'll get there and we'll realize that we've been climbing the wrong wall. So we need to see money for what it is. It's a means to an end. And it's important, once we are married, we are clear. We want to make money, but we need to be clear about where we are heading towards. And when I advise couples, I will always say that, look, sit down. 5 important things every couple need to pay attention to.
Let me carry my pen.
Yeah. 5 important things every couple need to pay attention to. One is our old age, retirement.
Okay. Right.
We need to plan for our old age, because gone were the days where we said we are taking care of the children, so they will come and take care of us. It's changed.
It's changed, right?
We children are not an investment plan. They are our responsibility.
Right.
So plan for your old age. Sit down. When we have this plan, when money comes, we are clear that, look, we are thinking about when we are 70, when we are 60, that we need to fly first class, not even business class, and we can travel around the world.
Exactly.
So when we are making money, we are thinking long term.
Right.
We are not in competition today. So retirement, plan for housing, a place you can call your own, so you stop paying rent. Number 3, plan for the children's education. Plan to give them quality education. Very important. Number 4, plan to give back to society. Plan to do charity. Give to the church. Give to the less privileged. It must be part of your planning. Number 5, plan for high life. Chilling and blowing time and enjoying, make money, chop some. Yeah.
You don't know
because Edem, you know, a lot of couples never live until one dies. A lot of couples never enjoy each other. You watch when you go to funerals. I watch how we spend money on funeral. Why are we doing this? My wife was a good woman. My husband was a good. I want to honor my wife. But when the person was alive, she was never honored. So the 5th point is important to me. Take a vacation, blow time, chop some of the money, but plan for it. You know,
Man, solo boats.
some bro. And that's what we do at Couples Club. We take vacation. We yes, who could go sogako who or something. Just go and chill. We make money. We blow. The beer you are planning every day. Planning. Oh, why?
Yes.
You've been married for 15 years. You've never taken your wife out. What kind of life is that? So Edem, if we are clear that we are a team, these are the things we are working towards. Whenever money comes, it doesn't become a problem. We are clear where the money is ending towards. I just wanted to add this before you take the break.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Like you. And seriously, if this is on your plan, will you have time to fight?
No.
You won't have time to fight. So I think that
people don't have plan.
Thank you. People don't have plan.
Baba T and PJ, I'll come back to take your final words. I will close.
We don't have plan.
We'll close the show, but this is really so good. So before we take the break, let me go over them again because I love them. Plan for your old age, your retirement, and remember that the children are your responsibility, not an investment plan.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm paying your school fees so that tomorrow you can come and take care of me. People are buying. People are gifting their children houses and cars during their weddings and things like that. So you are not looking forward to them coming to be an investment plan for you. Plan for housing. Where would you live tomorrow? You know?
So people don't get as you continue. We also tell children that there is blessing in taking care of your parents.
Sure.
So don't listen to us and after this show you say
I will take care of you.
there's blessing in doing that.
Great. This is actually for the parents.
Yeah.
So that when the children's blessings come, you add it to it. Now
Yeah.
Yeah. Then plan for the kids' education. Really very important. Plan to give back to society. And then the last one, plan to blow time. Plan to blow.
I know you like the blow time.
I kid you not. You know the cultural thing you talked about him. Yesterday I had a meeting somewhere. And I mean, I called for the meeting, so I had planned that I was going to pay, right? When they brought the bill, the lady gave the bill to
The man.
exactly, and I'm like, "Where you come from? Only men pay bills."
Yes.
And he was like, "Oh, madam," I said, "This is the mistake we always make." Anyway, we'll be right back.
Hello, Ohima. Eti saying.
Ayo.
Na edahin.
Mikotade.
Edi bensa.
Krachi. Obesuja na so behwemkwem.
Na se jane de wo so ayeden ankwan de obehwem kakra.
Anyway, mikope vitamin B de adwodwomakoma.
What a coincidence. Mr. Nua na mikoto, enua na meno.
Hey bra, we die wo boa.
Oh, ahonfe minti mintwa wontro.
Sewara.
Vitamilk no emu de he pa na we ni je ho.
Mepe Vitamilk banana any choco because I'm black and proud.
Hey, interesting. Me me a regular guy. So wow.
When you kapao.
So wow. I can see we have something in common. Ohima, yanko try a Vitamilk connection. What your bomb kana metia? Anye bia se kwan down.
Ekwan be.
Aha, na muni brebi. Vitamilk di foforo bia be kambusua ne ho your friend of Vitamilk strawberry. Vitamilk feels good anywhere anytime. This advert is FDA approved.
Thank you for joining us last week. This week on 40 Weeks and More, we ask, how would you handle it if you found out that your husband, whom you have had 4 children with, died of HIV/AIDS? In this case, the family and all close associates were aware, but you only got to know after someone decided to go behind everyone to inform you. And how blessed does it feel to fall in love again as an HIV patient to someone who is not, and then go on to have more children? Indeed, what God cannot do does not exist. Charity will share her story on 40 Weeks and More with Edem Knight-Tay this Saturday on Joy Prime at 5 p.m. prompt. You can also catch it on YouTube on the Family Forum Africa channel, where you get to win amazing prizes from our sponsors by simply subscribing. 40 Weeks and More is brought to you by NS Chemist Limited, Shape Healthcare Specialist Medical Center, Labadi Beach Hotel, and supported by Our Luri, Dobeta Merchandise, Lunch Avenue, and Deco Zone. For sponsorship, please contact 059-288-9986 or 0262-874-707. 40 Weeks and More, nurturing lives.
Yafimi gave us the vibe. Now, Inshona Chili makes you thrive.
Yes, so it's time to enjoy, Charlie. Buy or renew your motor insurance and boom! Free fuel coupons and airtime for your sweat. Who don't like enjoyment? Skidibidi-bum-ba-dum-bum.
From January to June 2025, Enterprise Insurance gives you more reasons to smile on the road. Insure today and enjoy free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone.
Free fuel? Airtime too? Hey! Enterprise Insurance, always your advantage.
Insure not chilly. It's simple. Insure and enjoy. Ready to secure your peace of mind and experience the fastest claims payment? Visit any of our branches or agency outlets nationwide. Connect with your insurance broker or enjoy the convenience of buying your insurance online through the Enterprise Advantage app today. Terms and conditions apply.
Enterprise, your advantage.
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour.
Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Hits FM on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. and Joy Prime TV on Saturdays at 7 a.m.
If you're just joining us, you're a bit late, but we still got about some 30 minutes to go, so you can, but you can go back because you need this conversation. The year is just beginning. You'll catch it on YouTube, you'll catch it on, all the other socials at Joy997. We are asking, why is it still a big deal when wives earn more than husbands? And the insights, oh my world. Because I want to believe that if women, if we'll be very arrogant when we have money, if we'll stop respecting our husbands, you walk in and say, because you don't have anything doing, not just because the man lost his job, you start talking to him anyhow and start urging. No man would want their wife to progress. If you make me feel less a man, then I want to believe that even Mr. Mante here and PG here, they will all not want their wives to make money more than them. Yeah. True or false?
True.
Exactly.
Sure.
So that is the only thing. If you will start behaving like I am your house boy because God has blessed you and you are making more money than
it
me.
won't happen.
And then
Sure.
when I go on my knees, I'm praying against you from morning to night. I'll be praying against you. So it looks like a lot of responsibility lies on us women as well. PG talked about the fact that some women are the way they are socialized. But PG, yes, you're socialized this way. You've gone through a lot. You've built your own strength and everything. But once you make up, then you didn't go for counseling. Because if you're planning to get married and you go for counseling, you will be made to understand that. Yes, you are bargain game. But if you take your gain to your marriage, there will be trouble. So your personality is there, but you will have to work it through for the success of the marriage. You can't continue to say that, me dear, this is who I am, so accept me then be alone. Don't come and worry anybody. Now, the joy of every parent is to see their children grow healthy and become more intelligent and physically fit. To achieve this desire, every parent needs to ensure that their children are given nutritious foods that has essential nutrients that can promote their well-being. And one of the best of such nutritious foods is Vitamilk soy milk drink. Vitamilk is made from whole grain soybean, which is a good source of plant protein, and it is enriched with omega-3, 6, and 9 calcium and the essential nutrients and multivitamins recommended for daily living. Vitamilk has no artificial flavoring, no artificial colorings, and it has no preservatives. So why don't you go on and choose the Vitamilk Champ for your children, because the protein, the calcium, the omega-3, 6, and 9 in there have all proven to help your adorable children grow smarter, healthier, and stronger every day. Vitamilk comes in its regular soy milk drink. You can have it in the energy booster with no caffeine, the choco, the banana, the strawberry, and it is packaged in the 250 ml and the 1 liter Tetra Pak. Vitamilk is indeed a nutritious beverage that feels good anywhere, anytime. Now tell me, what makes you smile? Is it time with loved ones, pursuing your passions, or simply enjoying life's little moments? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should do more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. You know what we said. Blossom! Our policies offer comprehensive coverage, living benefits, and rewards to help you make the most of today, because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give you more for your smile, more time, more freedom, more joy. For more information on our policies, please call us on 05014 51400 or visit pinnaclelifeinsurance.com.gh. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile. Now, have you heard? Let me tell you. Republic Bank is giving this season, and they are giving really big. Pay with your Visa credit card and you stand a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to Dubai or a luxury staycation at some of Ghana's best beach resorts, including Maha Beach Resort, Breezes Beach, or Camp Chache. You could win a 5-course dinner for 2 at the exquisite Brazza restaurant, a full-day spa service for 2, and other exciting rewards in the Republic Bank Tap, Win, and Fly to Dubai promo. All you need to do is use any of your Republic Bank Visa card, Infinite Addition, or credit card. Every tap counts. So what are you waiting for? It's time to fly to Dubai with a Republic Bank Visa card. Start tapping and make this season unforgettable. This promo is under the Caritas Lottery platform. Republic Bank, we are the ones for you. And now let me tell you about 40 Weeks and More. It's a new show we debuted last week. I'm hosting it. It's on Joy Prime. You can also catch it on YouTube on the Family Forum Africa channel. What happens on 40 weeks? Pregnancies we carried for 40 weeks until we deliver, and within those 40 weeks a lot of things happen. So what we are doing on this program is getting women to share their pregnancy journey stories. Not just the stories, but we have healthcare officials who are also on the show. Dr. Promise Sepoga is the resident doctor on the show, right? And then, when the women share their stories, we get into the education part. So today, for instance, last week we shared Whitney's story. She had 2 stillbirths, 7 miscarriages before God blessed her. She walked us through the journey. Now, this week, we're telling the story of Charity, which is today at 5 p.m. Charity realized, about 3 or so months after her husband died, that the man died of HIV, right? And the family knew. Everybody knew. They didn't tell her. Then a nurse had to let her know that, Madam, your husband died of HIV, so you should go check. And then she checked, she tested, and then she tested positive too. She tells the story of the journey from when she realized that she was HIV positive. This man had already died, so you couldn't even ask him any questions. And then, you go on through the struggles. But the best part of it is that now, someone asked, so where is 40 weeks in this? 40 weeks in this is that. She eventually found love, got married, and she has had more children with her new husband. Now she tells the story of how they achieved conception and how they had to do the mother-to-child prevention, and so that, there are 2 or 3 children, the new kids, none of them is HIV. Her new husband after 20 years is also not HIV positive. She is still positive, but then because of her antiretrovirals, the virus is very much suppressed. You will hear the full story today, 5 p.m. on Joy Prime, and then on the Family Forum channel on YouTube. So that's 40 Weeks and More for you today. Pentecost Hour is also a religious program. It comes your way with Apostle Nyamiche, Eric Nyamiche of the Church of Pentecost, Joy FM. It's at 1:30 p.m. every Sunday. Sundays, tune in every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. That's on Joy FM for life transforming truth that nourishes your soul, ignites passion, and restores hope in the nations. The Church of Pentecost, we are possessing the nations for the Lord. Now let me come to you, Mama T. Question is, how do we deal with this? And altogether, we have 20 minutes to wrap up on the show.
Money. And we are talking about how money is supposed to be treated in our homes. I was blessed to have a good counselor when I was getting married. So some of these things has never been a problem. I think when we got married, so everybody's sharing their story, right? Let me share my friend, what is that? And I had a job. My husband was still at the Bible school. And then in the process, we started having children. It was very difficult for me. But when he started making the money, now he was making 2 times. Along the line, I'm going like this and coming. What I am saying is that as a couple, most of us do not even sit down to talk about a number of things. And so we just begin. We have no plan. There's no plan. We are marrying. We marry as the day comes by. And so there's no plan. And so most of the time, we don't understand many of these things. I am just telling wives, if God is blessing you, the understanding that it is us and not me should be brought home to couples again. That it is us in everything and not me should be brought home to couples again. And then we should look also at how we are and then we should also look at both of us. Yes, I have met husbands who don't have anything. Their wives are doing very well. I have met bank managers with ladies who are making all the money. Their husbands are, I don't even want to mention where they work at, but the men are driving the big cars because the wives are buying. These men are also telling me that their wives are not rubbing it in their face. They are fine. And so this is what couples means. And so that is why we are doing it. Do your big one. Brothers, husbands, if you have immaturity in this matter or you have insecurity, the truth is that the women of today are going higher. They are getting into,
we're not relenting.
No, at all. They are getting into serious areas in their fields of endeavor, and they are making money. And I am thinking that still going forth and back, let's keep being a team, making sure that everything we are doing, it is oneness and togetherness. It makes it much, much easier. Again, for the young man who says that my wife is making a lot more, so I am leaving the whole of the family expenses on her, it's so wrong. In fact, it is wrong. Before God, you are very wrong, because then you have become an infidel. I don't know why a man who is a man should leave the whole of the family's burden on his wife, and he's fine, he can sleep, and he's okay. I do not understand. Let's families come back to the point where we begin to understand that everything that is here belongs to us. For me,
Great.
That is how I am going.
Thank you very much, Mama T. And I mean, I know someone, a lady who says that my husband must level up because of my level. I don't know how she had the conversation, but like Mama T said, the guy knows that they do any career job, yeah. But if you see the car he drives and the way he dresses, yeah, it is just so. Sister's thing is that I have to feel good, and nobody must think less of my man. You know, but like I said, I don't know the conversation they had, and the man has embraced it. Oh, yeah, big boy, rough. Seriously, and it's admirable. Sometimes, I mean, you meet them, and she is driving a very small car, and this guy is, because we meet at functions, and they have to go different places. Drive the small car. But for her, he is the man, and he always must be seen as such. Nobody should think that You know, but yeah, it is what it is. PG, let me come to you, then I come to Paul.
So,
my question, remember my question, what do we do?
Well, I think that, the first thing, like you rightly said, you marry a person who is not probably there. Your responsibility or your duty is to bring them up. And usually you find men doing that a lot. When they marry, they usually set their women up. Especially if the woman is not working or she's not there, and a guy of a certain social status, you don't want anybody looking at you and looking at your wife in a certain way. So usually you see that. I think it's a general norm. And I feel that the reverse can also come and will also be good. Again, what I would say is when we marry, we should move away from the I, the me, the mine, to, the we, the us, and the ours. It shows togetherness. It doesn't make someone feel certain type of way, because you see, people are very perceptive. As we are there and then you are making references to things in the first person singular, naturally they are thinking twice. So then that is when naturally they begin to realize that no, I cannot be here.
My house,
exactly,
my car.
Exactly. So if I don't get to the next level, I won't let you get to that level. But as a woman, if you make your husband, if you don't make your husband feel that type of way, and you make him feel that regardless of what he brings to the table, you are doing this as a team. You see the man allowing you to fly. And I think that reverse is also true. Most men, actually, at the start of their relationship, they make it clear that this is my house, this is my this is my that. So when the women also start making money, that is where they start hiding to do projects. That's where they start doing projects in family names, because they've been through that. And so it is both ways. Let us treat each other as we would want to be treated. I will never tell any woman to take less so that a man will feel big about himself. I will never. All I will say is that for both of us, let us understand that regardless of where the money is coming from, you would all want your partner to make you feel that you are part of this business. You are part of this relationship, this marriage. It's not you versus me. We are not a competitive. Yes, we are not competitive. We are not substitute. We are complementary. We complement each other. I am your sugar, you are my Gary, and the two of us are rubbing, to do things together. And I will encourage that, because when we begin to do me, mine, his, that is where gradually people start feeling that no, if I don't protect myself, if there will be a certain tomorrow that I will feel that I've been shortchanged or I've been shot in the foot. And so let us also understand that. And I will also encourage it. I talked about character and nature. You see, there are things that are factual. That's who a person is. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to take it into marriage. Yes, you come to this marriage as a very strong woman. You come into this marriage as a very driven, go-getter kind of woman. But you need to understand that once you marry, it ceases to be so in the house. You don't go to work and come back and order your husband around like that is your office. And the reverse is also true for men. When you are powerful at work, immediately you get to your doorstep, you leave it there. You see, let us live in this marriage like we are partners, like we are friends. Let's stop trying to bring our work and our social experiences in the house. You see, people, it's just like men being vulnerable with their emotional needs. When they realize that the woman won't take advantage of them, they are more inclined to be vulnerable. I'm not coming to cry because I'm going through a lot of stress at work and I don't know what to do, break down and cry, and then tomorrow you tell me that now we're do you think I'll come and cry again? I won't. You see, so we need to be careful, whether it's a joke or whatever. Again, personality also comes in. Know how sensitive your partner is and know how to communicate some things. There was this joke about somebody said, I'm going to buy a car. And the wife was like, hey, challenge, I'll sit on the front seat and put my leg on the dashboard. And the man slapped the wife. Slapped the wife. He's like, hey, don't you know going to make my car dirty? The car hasn't even been bought. So you see, sometimes we crack jokes, but indirectly, it kind of fits into our insecurity.
The car that you haven't bought
and our perception. So know your partner. Know jokes they will take and jokes they won't take. If you are promoted and it's going to be good and everything is going to be nice, even how you communicate it It's important. And this is where emotional intelligence come in. And you see, I can understand women will say, yes, but why should there be so many principles and protocols in how we experience our blessing? But men don't have any of this advice. I can understand. I can understand how that feels. Like, okay, so now when I'm even going to be successful, I need a certain protocol of how I take my success, how I communicate my success. Does my husband have any of that? He just comes home and tells me, hey, that's a Land Cruiser key. That's it. You're supposed to clap for him. And I think that it's also fair if we do that for ladies. Nonetheless, I can also understand the sensitivities in the people involved. So let's manage these things. But please, like Paul said, I'll end on that. Let us always look at the end goal. Because you see, if you see end goal of us flying to Singapore in first class, that's about 16 or 18-hour journey.
Yeah.
In first class, you will start. You will stop
first class.
Yes, first class. Because economy class, that's where you get upset. But first class or business class, then you will know that money is sweet.
When we retired, you're first class.
Thank you. And you are paying $18,000 for first class. Then you will know that money is sweet.
Yeah.
But until you have these grand ideas that you know it can only be achieved with money, regardless of where it is coming from. You will play politics with some of these things. But you see, if you understand that, listen, let me look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is good and is beautiful, then I can endure the dirty work. And I always use minors as an example to end, because my wife has been in there. You see them in their jeans. You see them in their overalls, looking very dirty. They show up in town in their pickups, very, very dirty, very brown.
Plenty of money.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And then we are in our jackets. And we are driving our Mercedes Benz and our nice cars in Accra. And we are constantly in arrears. Immediately you are paid by the 10th of the month, your salary is finished. Because you have paid mortgage, you have paid this, you have paid this, you have paid this, you have paid this, and you're back to nothing. And then the miner has gone to be at the site for 30 days. He didn't touch his salary. Everything is just there. So they are within a year, what a miner can do in a year, you can't do in 10 years.
PG, you are not promoting Galamsey, are you?
Oh, no, when I came,
These are
I beg you. I know what you mean. I know. So the point I'm making is that, sometimes things don't look on the outward the way we expect them. But you see, if you see the bigger picture and you see that it is good,
you will chill.
Yes, it doesn't matter where the money is coming from and how it's coming, so long as it's legit and it's legal. Just go for it. And then please, let's enjoy it together.
Great. When you talked about the fact that when you are a big boss in your office, for the men as well, you come home, this is not where you are coming to be bossy.
Absolutely.
I was smiling because the picture that came to mind was the inaugural dinner. I think they were playing the song Emma Pesoko. Did you see that video?
No,
yes, I saw it.
You saw it?
Yeah.
With the president and his wife. And then he leaned over and sang it to the woman, and then the woman, tapped him like that. I'm like, yeah. He's your president, but that's my husband. You know what I mean? It was so cute. Right. So that's how it should be. Yeah, you could be all that, but when you are with this one person,
absolutely,
with this one person, you can't come home and be doing boss and things at home. It means that you don't want peace. But if we have this understanding that we are having today, blossom. Somebody wrote it. I say, Madam, I love the chop some pie. Waiting. If you're thinking about, and PG also said it, if you're thinking about the future and the kind of future you would want to have, you don't want to be 50, 60 and still struggling. Then it doesn't matter where the money is coming from.
A lot of young men on high blood pressure medication, because when they calculate, it's not calculating. It's not balancing. Because you have Netflix to pay, internet to pay, kids school to pay, whatever.
They want to help you to the same way.
Exactly, and all you got yourself into is by just choosing a woman who was lower than you because you wanted control. And now you're on high blood pressure medication.
Well, let me take your final words also. Can you imagine?
This is where I want to start from. Marriage must not be complicated.
Thank you.
Life itself must not be complicated. So don't be in a marriage that the beer is a serious matter. Every day you are talking budgeting. Sometimes let's relax a bit. Na abrabona na yebono. Abrabo. Every day you are talking budgeting. So as we plan for tomorrow, let's enjoy today as well.
Of course.
You see, but it's important for couples to understand that when you are saying I do, And I just made this note. Let me read it. Couples need to know that the saying I do is not just for the honeymoon. It is very easy for altar-bound couple to ignore the fact that they are joining two financial lives together, consciously or unconsciously. Once you get married, the money can be in your account, but whether you like it or not, the money is for the two of you, whether it's in your account or her account. And we need to be clear in our minds. Some couple came to see me for advice, and the woman said, this is my money, I cannot trust my husband, I want to keep my own. I said, no problem. Do you have children? Yes. How many children? 3. Who impregnated you? My husband. You took that risk to carry a baby for a man, the risk of possibly being injected, being given HIV. You were not afraid of that. But you can trust this man with your health and your life, but you cannot trust the man with money. Which one is a priority to you?
Money.
You brought money ahead of your own life. So money must be seen for what it is. It's important for husbands to provide leadership, whether they are earning less or more. If you provide, because you are supposed to be the leader. If you are the head, whether you are making less or not, your wife must maybe making more money, but don't step aside. It's her money. I don't care what she does with her money. No. She's your wife. Your finances are joined together. So still provide leadership. Let's dream together. Young couples, next week, go visit a car dealer. Go look at Mercedes, BMW, and dream that Charlie will go buy one. When we are dreaming together, when we can see the future together, we kill the spirit of competition. So let's have joint ownership. The things we are doing for us. We are not doing for one person. And let's sit down and also discuss money, our finances. It's one of the things a lot of couples don't do. Let's sit down. Where are we? Where do we find ourselves? You know, the first time I did a computation of our net worth, myself and Linda. Let's put all our assets together. Let's look at all our liabilities. Let's knock the liabilities of the asset, and let's see our smoothness level. It was negative. 2006.
Wow.
If we sold everything, we were not going to be able to pay our debt. And you know what? We were not even conscious about it. Because we had not sat down to do that.
Wow.
Once we did that in 2006, by 2008, we had cleaned up. And on a positive note, and you know what? We do monthly. We sit down and we discuss, and we are clear the progress we are making each month, each quarter, each year. So let's be a bit more deliberate. We are partners. We are not competitors. We are not competitors. So let's be a bit more conscious about the partnership we are in, the covenant relationship we are embarking upon. You married your husband to make him a better man. You married your wife to make your wife a better woman. If you marry a woman and after 10 years she is worse off, shame on you. You must be ashamed of yourself. If you marry the man and after 10 years, when we knew the man, after marriage, his life is getting worse, shame on you. So let's focus on, look, I want my wife to become a better woman. I want my husband to become a better. 5 years ago, I told my wife, wow, 4, what Tenefia, go back to school, go and do your masters. So we are sure, after several years, go and do it. I bought a form. She went to do the masters. After I said, you know what, add the MPhil. I bought the form. I paid the school fee. She did it. After I said, you know what, add a PhD. Go and do it. I want my wife to be called Dr. Mrs. It doesn't make me less of a human being. You know, so let's be conscious about making each other better. It will kill all this unnecessary and unhealthy competition that will only end up destroying both of you. It's my money. It's my money. I made the money. It's my car. It's my house. It will destroy both of you.
But I think that gradually with time, I think that in recent times, quite a lot of men are pushing their wives ahead. I mean, you go to most of the investees and you see older
women, yes.
And you are wondering, my husband is pushing, because you see at the social level we have to be here. So quite a number of men are doing a lot more, and I think that some of these conversations the churches should be having them. I mean, churches should be having them. There are quite a lot of young people in the churches. They should even start hearing these conversations before they sit before a counselor to be counseled. But at counseling, you are telling them, and the two people are already said we are going to marry, and so everything you are saying, it is not making sense. I think that yes, there are lots of people in our churches. Let us begin to take that.
Adam, let me just add this point about the non-financial contributions.
That's beautiful.
We are married, but not everything can be quantified in terms of money. A woman carrying pregnancy, you cannot put monetary value on it. So you cannot tell me that I am the man who made the money. What did she bring it to the marriage? She's given to 3 children. Exactly. How can you put monetary value on those 3 children? Your husband giving you emotional care and comforting you. How can you put monetary value on it?
And Paul, you see, sometimes the mistake we do is that we fail to understand that the Bible says something in the book of Daniel or something. It says that pray for the land on which I've caused you to be carried as slaves. For in the peace thereof, you shall know your peace, or you shall have your peace. So you see, sometimes in our mind, we feel to sometimes a person won't do anything and bring anything.
Yeah.
But they create the enabling environment at home for you to thrive.
They pick their children every day from school.
So you can go to work not wondering, not having to think. Somebody else.
So we should stop asking, what do you bring to the table?
We bring something to the table.
Some bring things in the bedroom.
Like me, I bring things.
How can you put monetary value on that?
That's your problem. I bring things. I bring myself.
So for mommy with swag.
I bring things.
That is like a man who was asking me. So mommy, see my wife. You are walking as if you are carrying an elephant. But why are you saying this? This is emotional disconnection. I just pray that these conversations will go on. I am very
thankful. So men to bring things in the bedroom.
Thank you.
Yes. When you see a woman standing by the roadside, just smiling.
Smiling
you
by
don't
heart.
know what has happened.
I know. Smiling by heart. You are waiting for something. You are smiling by heart.
This has been a home affairs of a kind.
Of course.
It has been
It's Mr. Mantio. He has brought all the things I am saying. When I get home, nobody should ask me any question.
We need to have a conversation. Mr. Mantio, we need to have a conversation with him. We should be having this financial conversation with this squad at least maybe once a month or once every quarter, because it's very important. It's an eye opener, and I think it will make people begin to think and reset, the way they do their things. It's not a fight, it's for us to build the home together. So if you consider all the things that we have said here this morning, then please, it doesn't matter where the money is coming from. And they all have agreed, especially the men, that if you will make money and you will become arrogant and you won't consider that we are a team,
we won't take it.
That one
we
will
won't
not
take
it. And I think, Mama T, you and I support that.
I agree.
Well. Exactly.
I agree.
And we too, we will not take it when you say that because the women are making the money, they should take care of everything.
No.
What we will take will be the things we have agreed on. We are a team. The money belongs to us. We are using the money to take care of our children. We're using the money to plan our future. We're using the money to plan our housing needs. We're using the money to take care of the children. We've talked about that. We're using the money
for playing time, for chilling, for high life.
On that note, let me say a very big thank you to you, Paul Mante. Thank you so much for coming on Home Affairs today. Paul is your personal financial advisor, and he is also the president of the Couples Club.
Christian
Couples Club.
Yeah.
Mama T is Counselor 1, Mrs. Teresa Riafia Santi.
You left the swag.
Also, Mommy who brings things to the bedroom. Also, Mommy. And our very own PG Sebastian. PG is a relationship coach, like I said, PG is a celebrity.
Yo!
Thank you all so much. And for you at home, thank you for doing the listening. This has been Home Affairs. Next week, we have another show coming for you. This evening, don't miss 40 Weeks and More on Joy Prime and on YouTube Family Forum Africa. We are out of here. I told you my team members, Kojo, they came to see me. They said, Edem, please, this year, can you not take 1 minute of our time? And so, please, we are, no, it was, they sent Kofi to come and do that one. So we are not taking a minute of their time. We're out of here. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the weekend. Bye-bye.